Hey everyone, Pekan here with another deck profile and gameplay for Bonney in set 7 of the One Piece trading card game. Again, this is a really fun leader to check out. I've been having a lot of fun with locals, having some good success, and hopefully going to be taking this to Gen Con, my first regionals for One Piece. Very excited. It feels like a very consistent deck. I know a lot of people are saying Lucci is best deck in the format right now. It probably is, but again, this deck just feels very consistent for me at least, and just a lot of fun, you know. So also green's my favorite color, so if that's the reason that I have to play it, that's the reason I have to play it. But let me know if you've been playing Bonney, having fun with the deck. We're getting a little bit into set 7 now, but let's quickly go over the deck list. This is very similar to the last video, and again, this list is from Card Ape, the store regional winner, with his deck list for Bonney. Again, I think these are some of the recommendations that I've made a few ratio changes, but he talked a lot about this as well, so I'll have his channel linked in the description. But yeah, I've just had a lot of fun, did pretty well. I'm not a big top tier player, but it's been a very fun deck. Bonney is a 5 life green leader, 5k power, Supernova and Bonney Pirates. When opponent attacks once per turn for resting 1 Don, you can rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. Great way to stall the game. This deck likes to stall, play out big bodies, and just go for game once we have a few big threats on board. So this leader ability helps us do that. We got 4 Cavendish, 5 cost, 6k power, 1k counter on play when attacking. If your leader has Supernova and there's no other Cavendish, set up to 2 of your Don as active. Great way to keep leader ability online. Really love this card. It helps so much if we have no other, like, Eroge to resend a Don. If we play out like a 10 Dofi, for example, and still have this card to swing with, we'll still have our leader ability active. It's great for that reason. Next, we've got 4 2k counters, Scratchman Apu from EBO 1. A searchable 2k counter in the deck, and then also on play, rest up to one of your opponent's cost 2 or less characters. Doesn't come into play too much, but I mean, we have a 2 cost blocker right here. So it could be, if we have nothing else to rest a blocker, could be used for that, but again, just a searchable 2k. Next, another 2k, 4 copies of the 3 cost, 3k power Izo, 2k counter, on play, rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. There's a lot of 4 cost blockers in the game. Again, we have one right here. So if you have nothing else, again, like a Hody Jones, for example, to rest a blocker, could be very useful for going for game. Next, we got 2 Captain Kidd. I know Card Ape mentioned a little bit of cutting this in his video. Again, I'll have his channel and video linked in the description, but this is one of our late game characters that we can search, as he's Supernova type. 8 cost, 8k power with 1 Don attached, and opponent's turn when he's rested, they can't attack anything but this character. Great way that, like, if we're down to 0 life, we can still defend ourselves very well if we have a big hand size with this and another blocker on board. But again, 2 copies, but we can still search for it. So I've been not really missing it at 3 copies. I feel like it could be put up to 3, maybe cut out something else, maybe a 2k, because we still do have 3 0 cost events, but 2 copies hasn't been the worst. Next, we got 3 copies of the Doflamingo, 10 drop, 10k power, on play. A total of 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders do not become active during their next refresh phase. This is a great late game body to play out, to stall another turn so we can develop another body to go for game. For example, we play out this one turn, then the next turn we can play out a Hody Jones, you know, just having a few big bodies to swing for game with. That's, I feel like, our best strategy. Next, we've got 3 copies of the Rosinante 2 cost blocker. This is probably the best blocker in the game, because I don't think a lot of people still realize this, but the effect reading opponent's turn, if one of your other rested characters would be KO'd, you may instead trash this character. If you are targeting this blocker and another rested character to KO simultaneously from a 4 cost Rob Lucci or the 8 cost Sabo that KOs 2 cards at the same time, you can trash this blocker to save the other target of the KO effect, even though this blocker is being KO'd. That's just how it works, and it is a great way to save your Captain Kidd if you play out the Rosinante from this effect. to keep him safe from Rob Lucci, for example, they have to KO this first by itself, then KO the kid. So great way to save any of your characters from KO effects. Next, we've got 4 Hody Jones, 7 cost, 8k power, rush. On play, rest a total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Don. I love playing this on curve in the mirror match, resting a blocker, resting a Don, and just swinging into board. You know, it is great. I love it. We do have to take our top card of our life when we play him out, so you have to be wary of that. You know, Bonney being a 5 health leader and running a decent amount of searchable 2Ks, we can stay pretty healthy, especially from leader ability resting one of your opponent's characters or leaders. But just be mindful when you're playing out Hody for your next turn, because you'll have to take that life. Next, we got 3 copies of the 9 cost Zoro. This was bumped up from 2 copies. I like it at 3. Again, it's not a card that we can search for, and is one of our best cards for going for game in the mirror match, and anything that isn't really Lucci, like black decks or blue or yellow, like they might Raigo this. Keeping Enel at 2 life kind of makes the Raigo a little bit less worthy because they have to trash that life. You know, Red Rock can get rid of this. But for mirror matchup and any other deck, really, it's really good. You know, Black Yellow Luffy has to use an Ice Age to get rid of it. So you just have to have that answer for this card, or else you're probably going to be going for game the next turn. Next, we've got 4 copies of Eroge. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's been a while since I've seen him in the anime. Forgive me, please. I've been reading the manga for a while, okay? But one of our best blockers, because he's 4 cost, 5k power. End of turn, set one of your Don cards as active. Just another way to keep our leader ability active. And again, searchable supernova card. Next, we've got 2 copies of the 5 cost Bonney, down from 3 copies. On play, up to one of your opponent's rested characters or Don do not become active in the next refresh phase. It is nice that this card doesn't specify a cost for characters. So if there's like a 10 cost character, you can keep it frozen. Comes in pretty handy in that regard. Black Yellow Luffy, if they're on their 10 Don turn, you keep them at 9. So they can't use Gecko Moria and 2 Don for leader ability. That's very nice, but also Bonney has a decent time already into Black Yellow Luffy. So 2 copies, I feel like, is good enough. And again, we can search it. We have 5 searchers in the deck right now. So I think 2 copies is fine. Next, we've got probably the card we want to see the most, Basil Hawkins. 4 copies, 6 cost, 7k power. We have Supernova type in our leader, so he gains blocker. And then once per turn, if you were to be removed from play by one of your opponent's effects, you may instead rest one of your opponent's characters. So they have to have no active characters before they try to bottom deck or KO this card. It's a little bit tricky right now in set 7, which makes him a great piece to have on board. Really helps with some of our tough matchups. Next, we've got 2 Bartolomeo blockers, Supernova type, so we can search them out. Your turn, once per turn, if a character is rested from one of your own effects, draw 1 card and trash 1 from your hand. This works if we play out Kid after Bartolomeo is already on board, and then we play out Kid a following turn, and then rest Kid for his effect to play out a 3 or less character. That resting himself counts for this. I believe Bonney Searcher resting herself to search might also count. I haven't tried it, and I'm not sure on the ruling for that, but I think that also would fit the criteria. But getting into it next, we have 4 Bonney Searchers, 1 Don, and then 1 Don to search for a Supernova, including Bonney, so she can search out herself, including the 5-drop. Great for finding our key pieces we need, like the 8-drop Kid and Hawkins. Next, we've got more 2Ks, 3 copies of the Scratchman Apu from the starter deck. Not too much use for his when attacking. Resting a Don, could be useful in the mirror matchup, but it's when attacking, not on play, so you have to play him out and wait a turn for it to be active. But a 2k counter that we can search. Next, we've got 3 copies of the 0 cost green event, trash a card from your hand, and then one of your characters or leaders gains 3,000 power. We do run a lot of cards with no counter in it, so great to have this at 3 copies. You see it often enough, and the trigger is pretty good too. rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Like I said, there's a lot of blockers in the game right now that are 4 cost. There's a lot of characters in the game that are in popular meta decks like Gecko Moria, Red Purple Law, run a lot of 4 drops. So this might help if you see this in life. But again, we run a lot of bricks, so mainly just to get rid of some of those dead cards. Next, a new card. We added More Pizza. 1 Dawn Searcher. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal a card with the Supernova type other than More Pizza. And also triggered to draw a card, which is pretty nice. So this adds our total searchers to 5 for the deck with 1 More Pizza and then 4 Bonney. Just gives us a better chance of not having nothing to do in the start, and also helps us find Hawkins, which is one of our best cards. Again, Lucci has a bit of a harder time removing Hawkins, as you need to have no active characters, so you can't play out like a Rob Lucci to KO or a Kaku to KO, because as they're play it out and use their on-play effect, you can just rest that character to save Hawkins. So you need to use an event or 2 cards to KO. It's a bit trickier to get rid of. So we want to see this, so having 5 searchers is pretty good. Might bump this up to 2 if I cut out maybe a 2K. Again, all of our 2Ks besides Ezo are searchable. We have a bunch of blockers and our leader ability, so possibly going down to 10 2K counters, because right now we have 11. So 10 2K counters is still pretty high, given that we can search for majority of them. But I like the deck. It is pretty consistent the way it is. Let me know your thoughts on the ratios if you've been playing Bonney. And let's get into some games. Okay, we've got Kaido, Purple Kaido. Definitely a... Ooh. I'm going to mulligan, even though we have a couple of pieces we need, but I'd like to see a little bit more early game, so we don't have any search for turn 1. But definitely a leader that can really abuse that Black Maria. We'll just take the first one. They'll probably play out Onigashima stage. Yep. So we'll go to 4 Dawn. See, still no real good play. We can swing 5. Play out Bartolomeo, even if we won't block with him. But now we have him on board. If we do play out a kid later, again, we can use kid's effect and then get that cycle. So he's probably going to start trying to use leader ability as much as he can. That's why I don't really feel too bad about taking these. Again, we have a kid in hand. Alrighty. There goes our blocker. So right now, I am at 6 Dawn. I can swing 5, play out Cavendish to restand 2, leaving me 3 Dawn left. And then I can search with Bonney. And we can pick up... I guess a 2K counter wouldn't be bad. So now we still have a Dawn left for leader ability. Maybe I should have kept Bardo in hand for Kid. If we can't find another blocker for him, we still have a lot of 2Ks now. And yep, he'll have to swing into Bonney, or else we'll just keep searching. Rest leader, let that go, obviously. A Kid blocker. And then no Black Maria yet. Probably going to maybe use leader ability. He's got 6 rested Dawn. Leader ability's Dawn -7 to trash one of her life. Okay. 3 Dawn up. So we don't have anything to play off of Kid, and I'm still at 3 life. So if I play Kid and then give him a Dawn, which we would technically be able to do, even though Kid is 8 Dawn, we get 2 back from Cavendish. So that'd be 1 for Kid. We're only at 3 life. I don't like playing out Kid too healthy, because then they can't go for your life, obviously. So that's a few cards we don't get access to. So probably just going to go with the Hawkins. Swing 7. possibly at the king. He's pretty low in cards, and this will either put him down to pretty much nothing in hand, which is good, or he might give us the kid blocker. So our opponent has 1 card in hand. Pretty good. I believe Cavendish is in range for the 9-drop Kaido, right? I think that KO is a 5 or less, which would be unfortunate, but we're going up to our 10 Don turn next turn, and we have a Doflamingo. So even though we haven't hit him once for life, he's very low in cards, and then next turn, if he swings, we'll probably be able to rest his whole board and then keep it rested the following turn, and then clear board, and then start going for game then. We do have Hody, a few other big bodies, so as long as I can defend this Cavendish, which might be able to if he's just playing or swinging for 9. Oh, he's swinging at life. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Sure. Another Hawkins. So just 2 cards in hand and just leader swing. So I'll probably trash my life. All right. Queen getting rid of a stage. I don't know about taking this one, because then he can just use leader ability and then I'll be at 0 life. So I think I'll counter out of this, block, give him 2 and a 1, because I don't need another Cavendish right now. Let's see. I want to try to bait out his blocker swing, but I don't have any 5-cost character to swing at. Like if I swing at life, he might just take it, you know, because he's got 2 cards in hand. There's no reason for him to not take it at this point. But he could also just free block. So let's try it. Let's see if he gives us the free block. Okay, nope. That's fine either way. So let's just play it out. Freeze the 3. Go 6 of life to restand 1. So 3 life. Don't really want to swing with Hawkins right now. I don't like turning it sideways. He might just stack all on queen and swing into it, which honestly I'm not too mad about, but if I could get him to 2 life, we have Hody to go for game the following turn, or I can kid. So I have what, 1 and then 3 2Ks. Yeah, maybe it's not the worst. I don't really like swinging with Hawkins until it's late in the game, but putting him to 2 life, Hody in hand, we might be able to go for game the following turn. He has 6 cards now. Really depends what he does this turn. Like if he Kaidos, kills my Cavendish, swings into Hawkins. Yeah, see, he might just stack a bunch and swing into it. Again, I have 3 2Ks and a 1K, so it really depends on what he swings with it, but is that 11? I think I can save that. And then we'll probably play on another 5-cost blocker. If he swings at Hawkins, I can save that for sure. Oh no, just going all in. Just going all in. What are you going to do for 3 Dawn? Is that left up for Blast Breath? I think that's 2 Dawn, right? Oh no, just going for... Okay. And then maybe a Black Maria. I think I take that, because then if he plays out a 2K counter from hand, no blockers, like, just trash the life, and then, oh, he gets one back because a kid. Yeah. So now what is he going to do? Play out a block? Ooh, if he plays a blocker law and it rips. Oh no, Sanji. Okay. Yeah, I think we can safely go for game here. 5 cards in hand, 2 life. We rest his Dawn and blocker. And then we get Boom, boom. We get 2 Dawn back from Cavendish. So I'm going to swing 7 with Cavendish, get 2 back. We'll see what he does for the first one. He takes a 7. So let's go 7 again. Gives us... Okay, so we'll just go 7. 9. And then 11. Yeah, GG. Didn't see the Black Maria early enough, I guess, to really abuse leader ability. All right. I know a lot of people have been running the Egghead stuff. I assume he'll take second still. I assume they still just go on the second curve for 10 Dawn. Yeah, not a lot of late game stuff. Okay, pretty good. We got Zoro, Hody, and a Searcher. Hopefully we can find... Okay. Resonante blocker. Hawkins. I guess. Hopefully we'll find Via Rouge Rogue. Swing 5 into that. Okay, playing out Paraspero, I guess. Yep. Okay. No. Not really a decent play. I don't really want to play out blocker right now just to get KO'd. So just swing an 8 at life, I guess. Okay. Shirahoshi gets rid of another Paraspero. A 2 Paraspero. Okay. Got rid of get 2 Paraspero. Okay. But it's okay. We just take the 7k. Rest Paraspero, and I'll probably play out, I guess, Kiku. Take that. All right, cool. Wish I saw that a little bit earlier. But that's what happens when you play out the Bonney Searcher. They're always going to... Okay, Cracker. Interesting. So we'll probably take the next hit, and then... We could just play out the Hawkins. Do I have enough counter to save Hawkins? But now he's still... maybe we... maybe I do want to play out a blocker that I don't mind dying. Because I don't have a lot of counter to save it, and I don't really want... Do I care too much about a double attack if he's going to commit a lot of Dawn for it, though? Maybe not. Maybe not. Because the closer he gets to 10 Dawn, he's just going to hit me with 10 moms and trash my life. So I am kind of healthy going into the later turns. So maybe taking a double attack isn't the worst. We do have 9-drop Zoros in hand. And I don't know if Katakuri is really playing Raigo. Okay, yeah. Committing that much Dawn, that's fine by me, I think. Rest of 4... No, I kind of want to keep that in hand. Kind of want to keep that. Again, I'm always checking to see if it's the more pizza. Not used to too many triggers from life. I'm gonna just give you a 1k. Don't mind. And then the last swing, so a free block. 4 Dawn, so no Kiku. Okay. Now... So I can play out Cavendish. If I did have this out on board, I could do a decent combo with Cavendish on 8 Dawn. If you play him out, you get 5 Dawn back, so you can play out Bonney. He's going to 9 Dawn next turn, so not really worth keeping him off that 10 Dawn curve. So let's play out. I think I can just swing 6 at life. Maybe give me a 2k. Okay. And then play out, get a Dawn back. Decently wide board right now. Next turn, I might just drop Zoro. We are lower life, so Cracker doesn't get the double attack or the buff for 1k power. But I don't have a 10-drop Dofi, so yeah, maybe just Zoro. If I play out Bonney, like I don't have too much else to play along with it, but it does keep him off 10 Dawn. 8 maybe left for the 8-drop Katakuri. I don't know. Let's see. He's looking at... Looked at their own life. Okay. Left it at the top. All right, let's rest Okiku. Let's take... Don't have to worry too much about having a big hand size against yellow. They don't have pudding to really get rid of it. Or anything else, really. Whoa, okay. 7 Mom coming down. 3 life. Man, I don't really have anything to, like, I have a lot of counter. I think I gotta... I don't like granting. I never like granting, but he has... It's a weird... I don't have an 8-drop kid to defend myself. I have a lot of 2Ks, but that only really saved me for 1 turn. I think I have to grant, unfortunately. Okay, he passes. He passes. I guess he was going to swing. Okay, yeah, because I had a blocker up, I guess. Okay. Let's just a 5 at life. Hopefully he gives us some counter. Maybe he takes just off the chance it's a trigger. I don't know. But then maybe just drop the Zoro. Yep, okay. Gives us a counter. He's probably going to 10 Mom us next turn. If so, we just leave 1 Dawn up. So I could have swung 6 at life, I realize. I always forget that. Let's see. Do I have enough counter to defend? If he 10 Moms, he has 5, 5, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, I can swing 7 then, because I can defend against the 8K. Unless this is just an Onami and it kills it. But hey, we can't always... Get ring of it. Okay. That's absolutely fine. That also gives me a chance. I can swing... Let's just go 8. Because there's the chance again, they pop the Eroge. Rogue. Okay, they take. Boom, set. If they pop that, then I don't get the chance. I need the Dawn up. I need the Dawn up. So, yes, they can swing this and this into these guys, but I have enough counter if they 10 Mom. If they don't 10 Mom, I'm still in a decent chance because I have a blocker, I have a Dawn. Yeah, there's the 10 Mom. Yep. Okay. We already have a Hody. Let's see. For life. Boom. Rest. Now I'm going to swing into my board. Rude. $1K. $2K. And just count out all these. Okay, 4 cards, but 4 life. Again, we have 3 swings from this. We have a Hody in case. Let's see. How do I want to order this? I think we just go 5 first. They had to give us a 0 cost, so maybe they don't. Okay. Let's see. We might need to bait out a blocker Sanji. Like if they get the blocker Sanji. Okay, now they have 0 cards in hand. Almost. So either they give us the life or they take everything. Yep. Let's see what trigger they get. If it's Onami, that sucks. That does suck. Okay. So basically I need a Hody and then hit 3 times with Zoro. Hoping they get no counter. So rest nothing. Swing 8, and then I need this last 3 Dawn for the 9K swings. So if any of those are a beige, we instant lose. And I hope they have to have no counter. So we have to hit 9. We have to have all of these go through. If there's a single heal or a beige, we lose. Or a blocker, which, yes, does suck. So yeah, maybe I should have just waited to Hody. I'm an idiot for that. Hopefully that doesn't come up. I don't know what trigger they got. Yep. Okay. Don't know why they trigger out the cracker. Hopefully they have the counter. Okay, wait, why did they do that? GG. They trashed a no K counter, but they didn't have the counter anyway. GG. Whew, that was risky. That was very risky, the order of operations I did, but I tried to make my best case scenario to avoid triggers. But yeah, let me know what you think about the updated deck list for Bonney. If you've been running Bonney, let me know if you've had success, if you've been enjoying the deck, what deck lists you've been running. I know a lot of people are still split between the Baby 5 Searcher and just using the Bonney Searcher. I like the Bonney Searcher. I just like keeping it consistent as possible, just looking for our Supernova package and then keeping our others at 3 copies to find them. Otherwise, you know, we're going to find something with 3 copies of our big bodies. So I've been enjoying the deck, but let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.